What's up, guys? It's Stuart from Simon & Schuster. We're here today in Rockefeller Center at our neighbors McNally, Jackson Booksellers, and this is Bookstore Blitz. Today, our very special guest is the YouTuber Blake Lefray. What's up, Blake?
What's going on, Stuart?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm a little surprised to be here because I made a video for my YouTube channel that was pretty critical of Bookstore Blitz.
A literary hot ones? I want a literary hot ones. I'm just deeply skeptical that a big publishing conglomerate is going to be the one who produces it.
You guys inviting me on is either a very classy move or some kind of elaborate trap.
Time will tell.
Sure.
So you're here playing the game. The rules are simple. You got 5 minutes, $100. The clock begins right now.
Stuart, I've watched this so many times that I can already hear the tom-tom drums that you guys are gonna put on top of this. We're gonna take this. We are going to take this book and then we're gonna go upstairs. Stuart, are you willing to admit that the premise of the show where I'm running through an empty bookstore and you're following me with a prop microphone, it's basically an anxiety dream?
That's what we're going for.
Okay, yeah. I had this dream recently.
2 minutes on the clock.
And I woke up in a sweat.
What's your sweet spot? You're like a Walter Benjamin guy, right?
Yeah, but here's Robert Valser, who's very similar. Now this one I'm attracted to kind of because it's wrapped in this like cellophane. Did you ever hear about like the French king who wanted the peasants to buy potatoes, so he had some guards guard the potatoes overnight so they'd think it was special? I feel like that's what's happening here. Ooh. Look at that.
Are you a big book guy or you like to keep it slim?
You know, slim on the go, but I am reading this to my 7-year-old daughter at home.
Oh my gosh.
Count of Monte Cristo. It's great for kids because the bad guys will, after they'll be like, oh, like, I'll help you, Dantes. And then they like turn to the side and they're like, ha ha ha, no, I won't. We are gonna find some Edith Wharton right here. Ding.
60 seconds on the clock.
This is the French language French books, and it's just all white, you know? I feel like they're kind of judging us. They put parenting and metaphysics next together, which you're like, metaphysics, what's that? Yeah. It's just spells and witchcraft. And I feel like putting that next to parenting is like, it's a choice.
15 seconds.
15 seconds. I'm gonna just head down to the register. All right, we are gonna grab a postcard, see if I can sneak that in under the $100.
And that's time, Blake, that is time. All right, you did it, Blake. You were lean and mean in your selections. I'm impressed. Meryl. Let's see where we're at.
99.56.
Holy shit! All right, Blake, that might be a new record. Incredibly done. Walk us through, what do we have first up?
Okay, first up, embarrassingly, I have never read James Baldwin. And so I'm excited to read this and love that portrait of Baldwin there by Beaufort Delaney. All right, the other 4, they're books that I haven't read by authors that I love. And when I was thinking about this, I realized that the sort of through line through this is characters who are up against society in some way, and they deal with it in different ways. So Chandler, who's my absolute favorite, writing those hard-boiled detective novels, it's Philip Marlowe, the detective, against a corrupt world. And so how does he deal with the corruption of society? He has a moral code. Next up, we've got Edith Wharton, who I read The Age of Innocence 2 years ago, and I read it again this year. Love it so much. In The Age of Innocence, she's writing about a character in like the 1870s, I think, who has to choose between loving the woman that society says is perfect or the one who rejects some things about society, lives a little more for herself. So Edith Wharton, can't wait to read The House of Mirth. Next up, let's go to Elif Batuman for a second, because this is not a novel, this is The Possessed, but I loved her novels, The Idiot and Either Or. She basically is writing about her experience where the adults in her life were telling her what to do. But then she's like, well, wait a minute, none of you guys are happy. And they're like, yeah, but just do these things. Go to Harvard, get a job, do these things, get a family. And so she's kind of saying, well, wait, if the people giving me advice aren't happy, why should I listen to any of their advice? And then last, Robert Valser. He's a Swiss writer, modernist writer, writing in German. The most sensitive writer that I've ever read. Just loves the small things in life. So he is this great antidote to like when society is telling you that like power is good and progress is good. He's basically saying like, no, the ones we should be celebrating are like not the people who have the power, but like the servants, the people who are willing to like bow down before the mighty things and also like bow down before the small.
Talk to us a little bit more about your YouTube, what you got coming up next. You're also writing a Substack. What do you find of interest? What are you looking at right now?
I mean, one of I think the real joys of putting stuff on YouTube is that I can just sort of go where my curiosity takes me. So I was able to interview Lincoln Michelle about science fiction.
I need help from someone who knows a lot more about sci-fi than I do.
There is something about how science fiction, especially, is the literature of imagination, where you can kind of just do so much with it.
I'm working right now on something that's analyzing the introduction to the old Siskel and Ebert show as though it were a short silent movie. Nice. There is a joy to kind of going through life being like, ooh, that interests me. And then thinking, could I turn that into something that I could share with other people?
You did it, Blake. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for reading. We'll see you next time on Bookstore Blitz.